Redneck Garage. I'm out here with Mabby, my 2022 Lariat Ford Maverick. Jennifer and I drove her down to Florida, to Destin, to the Redneck Riviera, and we had a good time. Truck drove flawlessly. Adaptive cruise was nice to have, the adjusted seat. So everything went really well with that trip. Now I'm back, and I thought that I would look at, one of the only things that I didn't get when I bought the truck was some Fender Flairs, because let's take a look at what the factory ones run. I think they're like 700 bucks. Unbelievable. Here they are. Yeah, and they're not my favorite style. I'd like something kind of in between, but yeah, 700 bucks. So maybe Ford thinks using your Ford points to buy these, you really won't think about how much they actually cost. But as I tell my kids when they get a gift card and they go, oh, I used a gift card on it, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, yeah, that's still money. There was no way I was going to pay 700 bucks for 4 pieces of plastic go in the truck. However, all that was changed when I found a product that I thought was really, really cool, and it looks almost identical to the factory one for about 6 of the cost. Let's take a look. Wow, all right. These look pretty cool, truthfully. They look very much like the factory ones, from what I can tell. And now, if I was making these, I would not make them this way. I would make them come out just a little bit, but evidently this is all you can get. And for the price, you really can't beat these. Let's see. The right front. I'm just gonna hold it up and show you what it looks like. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to look great. I'm going to take the truck home, I'm going to wash it, and then install this. You can see that it's got a tape strip on the back, and it actually comes with new push pins, which is interesting because the push pins don't get usually destroyed when you take them apart, and a tool. So I actually like this kit so far. We'll see how it comes out. This is, it very much feels and looks like the Jeep Flairs that I put on for years. So, super cool. We'll get this on and see what it looks like. From looking at the guard, you can tell which ones you got to take off. 1, 2, 3. There's one here. And then that's a bolt right there. I'll tell you this tool that they sent actually works fairly well. I was kind of surprised. You know, it's a cheap piece of plastic, but it actually pulls these out really pretty well. Down at the bottom, these are 7mm bolts, and if you've got the mud flaps on them, you got to go ahead and take those off too. I'm gonna wipe that off, and then I'm ready to put this thing on. As far as tech tips go, there's not a lot because they're not really that difficult to put on, but what I did find was if you take a straight razor and get up underneath that red plastic, you can get it off because it is a little bit of a pain. And this side, you're just going to pull it up till you get, oh, I don't know, about that much off of it, so you can pull it off once it's installed. So that is really the only tech tip I can think of that would help you put these things on, because it's really not that difficult. So the instructions say pull off a strip right here off the plastic, right? And then go ahead and put your bolts back in where you took them out. And it comes with new ones too, so. Alright, I got that one on. So I'm going to take this strip, pull on it, press up against it. Oh yeah, it's tight. And these two up. Alright, that's all there is to it, man. Those are pretty easy. Ah, that looks great. since I'm getting rained on, I'm gonna put a hold on it. We'll do the back one tomorrow, but heck yeah, man, that looks freaking awesome. All right, so I got the back one on and it looks good. Right here doesn't cover quite all the white, and over here, so I'm gonna hit that with just a little bit of black Krylon texture paint, and we'll see how that looks. Same thing on this side. You can kind of see where that white peeks through on the very bottom, and that bugs me, so I will, on this side as well, just shoot a little bit of texture Krylon on there and it'll go away. All right, I'm waiting for the paint to dry. The only problem I had with the whole installation was on this rear left, where at the very top, where that tape went around, the lip of the edge of the flare, the lip of the flare actually extended out a little bit further than the tape, so the tape didn't adhere. So a little black silicone behind that should fix it fine. But you may look at that, make sure that the tape isn't down. You could put another piece of tape on it or sand that edge. Like I said, that's the only one spot that it did that though. I think it looks better without the white showing underneath the flare. So just a little bit of textured black Krylon paint. Looks great. Front and back. Looks really good. Let's compare it to the other side. And that's plain without it. And I think it just gives it a, I don't know, maybe a beefier look. I think they did a fairly good job on them. The front one really didn't have any white showing, so I'm super happy with those. Okay, time for some closing thoughts on the Mabett Fender Flairs. I love them. I think they look absolutely awesome. For a sixth of the price of the ones that Ford is offering, absolutely great bargain. Any drawbacks? Well, the back ones don't completely cover that little sliver of paint on the bottom, and for the white trucks, I didn't like that. Maybe on a darker color truck, maybe you can live with it, but a little bit of black Krylon and I fixed mine. Easy installation, not much to do. You got to take a couple little bolts off, a few 7mm bolts, and slide those babies on. Works like a champ. The glue on one back one, it wasn't completely perfect because the tape didn't reach the fender, but I mean, other than that, these things were awesome. So I'd have to give it a big thumbs up. Wasn't hard to install at all. I got a bunch of other stuff coming up. The Yoda's about to get towed over to the shop, and I'm gonna get that thing running. 22Rs is the best motor ever made. I'm excited about getting back on the Toyota after it's been sitting for so long. Any questions, comments, post them below. These Fender Flairs are awesome. I'm David from the Redneck Garage. Keep turning wrenches.